Alright, what's up guys? It's Isaac, it's Back Road Harley-Davidson, and today we have a 2021 Harley-Davidson Pan America special for you to check out. So, I absolutely love these bikes. This is a pre-owned one here that we're just going to use to talk about. Couple little things to point out on this bike. So it actually is a, they brought a little extra orange paint on this one. So you've actually got if you remember on a lot of the 21s, the OG Pan Ams, you'll remember that it was had the white piece up front, but this one's actually matching the tank just to make it stand out a little bit more. You've got the old knee grabbers up there to help protect the tank while you're doing some standing. One thing's really going to make this thing stand out a little bit is going to be that this one does have the spoked rims, so you do have that going for it, which is always nice. This one's actually got a little more aggressive tires. So these are actually the Dunlop Trail Max, Dunlop Trail Max Mission tires. So it is a 50-50 tire, meaning that it's designed for 50% on-road, 50% off-road. But a lot of reviews on this guy really says, I mean, it handles fantastic on the rain, and people are really getting a lot of good miles out of these things. So we'll talk about those a little bit, but we're really here to talk about what it's like to live with this bike. So we're going to cruise around town a little bit and just kind of show you what it's going to be like to live with a bike that's so different from the traditional Harley-Davidsons like the Pan America here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and ride this thing. Here it is. We're going to run it here. She's running right now. Went ahead and fired it on up. So we're just talking about how to live with this bike. So we're talking about some cool stuff with it. Basically we're gonna chat about it. So we're gonna do some kind of everyday little things you might have with it. You know, we're gonna park it. We talk about parking it. But we'll talk about some of my favorite things with it besides the bike itself is actually the key fob. So it is keyless entry, which means you never have to pull a key out of your pocket. And let me look at this thing. It's way more compact than the previous key fobs for the other bikes. So that's a big improvement. I'm very happy with that. And the only time you really need the hard key is if you want to take the seat off to sort of adjust it. You'll see it's in the low position right now, or if you want to do that 4 o'clock up here, right there. Let's see. So that's just a little bit of added safety there. But short riders, or if you're just trying to can't get your leg up that high, you know, throw your leg in right there, and throw a leg on over. See if I can lean it up. So we're right there. We're already in sport mode. Everything looks good. You'll see we've got our readout. We've got plenty of voltage, good temp. The air temp is about 91. You can see our tire pressure before we get going too. So that's always nice to see. Don't have to go crawl around in the dirt. Check it out. So I'm just gonna whip it around back to go tank it up. So you've got a Pan Am and you need gas. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna whip it right here. Do a little bit of off-road here for you. How about that? Run through some water. The old Meerkat. Run over storm grate. Through right here. Drop our little visor down. All right, so we're on a Pan America again. Let's talk about it. So, you know, pretty easy. These tires feel a little bit different. Definitely feel a little bit different in these tires than the stock ones. I mean, they feel pretty good though. Some people said that, you know, they might be a little bit more noisy than you might be used to. Oh, here's a cool thing to talk about. Hill hold control. So I can squeeze it, let it go, boom, look at that. I'm in first gear, clutch pulled in, I'm on a hill. You'll see hill hold controls on, boom, good to go. So now I gotta take a break here right quick if I wanted to. And I think it'll actually let me start like this too. So if I want to go forward a little bit, you see, start letting the clutch out, start giving some throttle. So if he'll hold starts aren't something you're great at, kind of start right here, you know, look at that, boom. I'll squeeze it in, let it kind of hold itself in, and then let it cut off, and then it'll just let me go just like that. So that's a pretty neat little feature. I'm happy with that. Yeah, so talk about the seating position. It's a great seating position. I think this one, these might be the taller risers, I can't tell. But we got the windshield all the way down. We're trying to get some breeze in. Yeah, so we're just cruising around on this thing here. So, right in road construction here. He kind of waved. These tires feel a little bit different off on the edges than the other ones. Yeah, so we're coming up on some train tracks. Kind of sit back a little bit, come up over it, good to go. So just cruising down like we were sitting in traffic. Small little things of where you have to live with this bike. When you get these bikes over 4,500 RPMs, they let you know it. So we're about to hop on the highway, so let's go ahead and give that windshield a little bit more here. There we go. Won't do too much. So, showing in third gear. Right on around. He's pulling off. We're just cruising on right now. Pretty solid. Gotta love the screen display. You know, we're in the middle of this summer, or middle of the day, and we're getting a really good look here. And I can set it at 4,000 RPMs and still just kind of give it a little bit. She wants to go. So doing some easy cruising. It's got a nice little windshield to tuck behind. That's really good. Not too much buffeting. It's kind of like a middle level too. So yeah, I could do this for hours. You know, ripping down the highway, and you want to stretch out. I've seen a lot of people throw highway pegs out up on the front of the crash bars. Those seem to be helping quite a bit. But you can stand up a little bit, right up here, and then drop back down, and you've kind of reset your whole body on the trip there, so you can really last a lot longer. It is a big transition from the more traditional Harley. From the more traditional Harley controls, but it's pretty easy to get used to. One thing I like is that the hazard button, that's easy to get to without accidentally hitting the kill switch. Yeah, if you're just running it, sitting here at the stoplight, it's like, oh, let's check on the bike here right quick. Yep, she's doing good. 200 degrees, staying cool, 14 volts, front tire pressure's looking good, looking great. We'll stay at home. I don't have my phone connected, so I can't quite use the, unfortunately I can't use the maps. So like it actually sounds really good once you when you get it opened up. Primarily what I was talking about was the turn signal though. That's the one that you really need to, that's the one that's the biggest change from your more traditional Harley controls. So let's see. The drop down really makes this bike stand out. It'll, especially you got to put your foot down, you're worried you might put your foot in a hole. Easy, you're good to go. See, and you kind of just leave your, foot on the brake anyway. Easy cruising in 5th gear. Good to go. These mirrors are very stable. That's really nice too. See really well out of them. The handguards are nice. You can remove them if you want to. Get a little bit more breeze on your hands. But for most applications on this bike, you'll probably want to leave them on. Yeah, so you don't have to do a lot of off-roading to like the Pan Am. All the riding I've done on this thing has been on-road. The most off-road I've done is a sketchy gravel roads into a campsite. And I mean, the off-road would have been, the Pan Am would have been great in there, but you could do it on a soft tail. But the cool thing about an off-road capable sport touring bike, or bike that feels like a good sport touring bike like this one, is the ruggedness. So I mean, it's got the extra ruggedness set up to be able to take the abuse you'll handle and feel off-road, but you might never have to push it to that durability limit, So it's made for off-road, so you've already got engine guards protecting the radiator and everything. Drop it down to the speed limit here. It moved. Or you might just want to go. You might just want to go take it to the park. When I rode down to Florida this year, and I keep seeing a bunch more Pan Ams around. But I just saw one. A couple guys. There's rocking board shorts, whipping the things down the highway. Obviously, we're going to recommend all the gear all the time. But I just visualize the comfort that people are feeling on these things. So, and they can throw these things in some corners and attack some corners on this thing. These things love to be revved up. They don't call it the Rev Max for nothing. Yeah, I mean, daggone, this thing is rolling. So the little knee pads beside the tank, those are nice, really help you when you stand up. You gotta come over a little bit and kind of grab it some too. Just make the bike altogether feel a lot more planted. I haven't looks very hard for it, but
I'd be amazed, or I would not be surprised to see if somebody puts some really good just road tires on these things, which I guess they have, because there's people running these bikes out on track days. I don't think they've really done much to them besides put some different tires on and threw on their racing leathers and are hauling around some tracks on these bikes. Let's see, let's take this bike to work or to school. Probably one of the, now these bikes do come out of the box with most everything on them, ready to go. But the biggest thing you're gonna need is luggage. Some sort of luggage capacity. Because you can set these bikes up to you beautifully. But most people are gonna throw little racks out here on the sides to put either hard cases, panniers, soft bags, anything like that. They'll throw those on there really well. So hill hold control also works in the other direction. Hold it in, look at that. Now it won't roll forward. Beautiful. So I'd probably use that a bit much. So there she goes. Solid. Yeah, so luggage, that's pretty much the big thing you're gonna need. I'm a big fan of really big fan of the sport cases that are offered with these bikes, or that you can get to accompany these bikes. My only issue with them is that they are side open, so it's a little bit, and they like completely open from the sides. So they're just a little bit, might be a little bit of a hassle trying to get everything in there. So, but yeah, look at this thing. Really get some good body position on this bike. But you really won't have to move your body off of it any. You can probably throw your torso off of it, but that's probably more than you need to right there. So you can adjust your suspension. You can just really fine-tune everything that you want for yourself. Yeah, so let's go ahead and take this thing to class or work, whatever you're doing here at State. This seems like a good place to rip this thing over to. I know some agriculture students that they've really leaned into the off-road bikes because they love riding a motorcycle, but they don't want to take their motorcycle if they've got to go ride to a farm or go their work's on a farm and has a long gravel road. So, they go tear up the highway on this, and these bikes are just happen to have enough of a little bit to help you out. Enough to help you out to really make some off-roading even better. Let's try the cool factor. How many heads do we turn with this bike? Hopefully we turn at least one so we don't hit anybody. Cool thing about an ADV bike, you can take the you can take the you can take the speed humps pretty well. Yeah, turning some heads. Nothing too crazy out here. No one's like, oh my god, look at that thing. Oh, coming in hot. No left turn. Definitely looks like you could. That's why a nice little shady spot to park here. Notice we've been in this stop and go traffic a lot. Man, all the roads are closed out here. Haven't been in a minute. Cool things you can do. If you want the white screen instead, press and hold the home button until, boom, look at that. Bigger contrast. Maybe that's easier to see for you. So yeah, so let's go ahead and crack that on down all the way. You know, we're riding out in the heat, really not feeling it too much. He's feeling it, but now I want to go climb that hill. That's one of the problems with an ADV bike, is you just kind of look around and you're like, where can I get this bike? People joke about Jeep people all the time, trying to park their Jeeps in weird spots. Have you met the ADV bro, though? Side. Tell you what, let's hit it right up here. How about that? Oh, maybe we can park up here. Nice. All right, so here we are. Daggone. It's busy everywhere. Jeez. Why is this parking lot so full? I'm itching to go tear up some bricks right now. There we go. Okay, so parking spots. So a couple cool things with this. How easy is it to park? Let's see. So let's go and get it in close, bring it in like you normally would. I'm gonna put it in neutral. So, you know, it's not too bad. Go tiptoe. I'm on the top balls of my feet and backing it up just fine right here. Put the kickstand down, shut it off. Bring it over. Oh, bring my leg up on over. So I probably should have stepped off of it to really do a bit better. But yeah, so now you can see. It's the first ride and view where I've gotten off the bike, I think. She looks pretty good right there. I'd say so. You know, pretty cool ADV bike right there. So, but one of the things that a lot of folks recommend is, you know, since this bike is a little bit tall, it might not be as easy to go tiptoe it, is actually to so I'll push it forward like this, just kind of get comfortable moving your bike off of it, but particularly walking it back. So kind of put your hand here. It feels stable enough right now, but you know, if it's too tall, you need to back your bike up out of a spot, just push it right on just like that, and you're good to go. So if you're feeling really crazy, you can park it on the center stand. So that's as easy as kind of making sure you're good right there. You step on and pull back. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. You just got to commit. That's the biggest thing with it. Now you're on the center stand. A lot of people like to park it on like that everywhere just to be a little extra, but it does make the bike look a lot cooler like that. And if you're in some tighter motorcycle parking spots, you'll see it takes up a lot less room too, and it just looks cool. So you can you can take it off the center stand by just pushing it off from the side, or you can do it by rolling off of it, which tends to be kind of what is a little bit easier, to me at least. So yeah, but you can see it's pretty stable here. Another cool thing with that is that with the center stand, if you need to make any chain adjustment, you can do that pretty easy right in there. So check out a close look at these tires there. They're pretty cool. Probably wouldn't want to do any like major high-speed cornering on 50/50s, but people say they'll do just fine. So pretty good. Upswept exhaust. This is a stock exhaust system. Nothing crazy on it. Sounds pretty good, but it could sound a little bit better with that. Another thing people don't talk about is setting your brake height. So you can actually pull this out, and you can actually twist it, I believe, to set the proper brake height for your foot.
So you'll notice that brings that up just a little bit more. So you can just, the way it rotates, it doesn't rotate around the center of the block. It just has a couple of extra different spots. So that lets you give it just a little bit higher, so you don't have to quite worry about, you know, so you can kind of play around with it a little bit. So cool. Another thing with these pegs is actually, if you want better grip, this rubber piece can actually come out, so then you just have the metal, the horse metal there, grab it in. But a lot of people might like that rubber for a little bit more touring comforts. So yeah, let's throw a leg over this bike, step on the right side, and throw a leg over on the left. We are in neutral, and so what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna ride off of it. So how we're gonna do that, actually we'll so what we'll do is we'll just kind of rock it back, and just like that. So, and you're good to go. So, but if you haven't started, then you might be in a slightly better spot there to kind of have the bike a little bit lower for you. Easy as that. Good to go. How about that? Parking your bike. Won't quite do any sidewalk jumps for you today. Oh, good to be back in the breeze. Let's take it back this way. We won't quite race this guy. Yeah, see, that feels a little bit better on my feet here for that brake pedal now. I don't feel like I have to go down quite as far to get a little rear brake in here. Yeah, gosh, if you haven't ridden one of these bikes, you really should come out here and give it a shot sometime. Yeah. Let's see, this one happens to have about 13,600 miles on it. She feels good. It's broken in pretty well. You definitely want to check this one out on our website here. So this is a 21 pre-owned. Let's see, living with this bike, what else might you have to do? You might have to do a quick stop. How about that? Pretty good little quick stop there. Some low-speed maneuvers, parking lot stuff. You might have to do a little bit more than what we just showed you. We've got the clock on it. Another thing, you can hook up a headset to it and all that stuff. It does have a charging port. It's USB-C up here on the side, so a little more modern for a modern bike. So, see your pages, home. You can kind of control a lot of stuff with the left side here, but a lot of your music controls, those will primarily be controlled with the right there. Oh no, I have to be parked on a hill again. Oh man, I don't want to hold the brake this whole time. Let me just throw my hill hold control on. It's just gonna be, this video is just me cutting on hill hold control. It is a 5.6 gallon tank as well, so you can be able to stretch out a little bit further on those longer trips. Let's you've got the steering dampener in there. That's pretty cool. That's very useful. Hill hold control also works if it's in neutral, so you can have both hands free. Check this out. Put it in neutral. Look at that. Look at how nice that is. So now we can really just rest and be cozy. If you really want to be cozy, you can throw the center stand on and really sit on back with it. These bikes do come with passenger pegs back here, so you can throw a passenger up top. They might be sitting up a little bit higher, but the advantage to that is they can see more, and if they sit up a little bit higher above you, then there might be a little bit less helmet bop, if you will, to worry about. So, but you'll probably be riding so smooth on this thing, you won't have to worry about it.
bike thought it was cool. He's probably looking back right now like, man, look at that bike. Yeah, you can run them up if you want. See, when I think of the perfect motorcycle to go rip, I think about a couple factors. I want to be able to drop it into a turn and then almost pull the front up coming out of it, you know? And this bike just kind of lets you do that. Maybe we'll play with different modes. So let's say just had fun in sport. Let's go to off-road mode. They have the right of way. So I'm just gonna play with a couple different things. Biggest thing's gonna be suspension, throttle control, ABS, braking, all that kind of stuff. Off-road mode's always pretty fun too. Now the Tesla and the Fringe lot. Let's see, that would have been a good place to go do some low-speed maneuvering. But you get a little bit more stability with the off-road mode, maybe. Feeling crazy. Dual Brimbos up on the front, and then a Brembo in the rear. These are all kind of nice features to have. So, let's see, we're not about to get on it here. Bring it on back down to about 40. Let's see, try some different modes. Rain, road. Welcome to road mode. Something kind of nice and easy to go cruise around on. So, road mode will let you get on down the road. Jason, one of our service techs out there partying. And by partying, I mean doing a test ride on a service vehicle. Always good. Yeah, so now we've got an officer here chilling right behind us. It's 40 out here though, so we're gonna keep on doing that. Usually off-road motorcycles don't really attract a lot of attention, so that's always nice. You know, people just kind of look by it. They assume it's pretty responsible individuals riding them. And road mode might give you just a little bit more comfort if you're looking to do just some basic touring, and you still got plenty of power. Not a cop. Wow. You still have plenty of power there. So, sport mode's really where it lets you open it up. But off-road pro mode, another quick little thing to be able to get onto. That you just press and hold the mode button until that comes on. You got voice to talk. You can also cut your traction control off. So if you find yourself in a situation where you want to be able to get it on around, you got that going for you. So we're not quite going to jump the train tracks today. So we're just going to do a nice little easy cruise. We're not even going to stand up. We're just going to ride it on over. Suspension, it's so nice. You're just gonna hit all these bumps here for you too. Just hit them all. Beauty of an ADV bike out here is that you can really sometimes the road is worse than it would be off the road, just about. So it's nice to have that little extra suspension in there to make things just a little bit more comfortable for you. So Go past the dealership this time and circle up the back way, or the back way to the back way. They've closed down our gravel street. Ooh, that'd be tricky. Not that one, this one. Ah, maybe not. Maybe you can get through there. Yeah. Huh. Probably won't, we won't send this one down there right now, but it's always an option. This bike's so balanced, you hardly even have to put a foot down, but you can always kind of pick a side to lean it over to. Lots of stuff going on out here, daggone. Turn signals on the left side. Don't hate me, but I kind of like it. I can use the turn signal and free up my hand. So we'll take it easy on this here. Yeah, check it out. So that is your 2021 Harley-Davidson Pan America. Pre-owned one just to rip around and talk about. But Pan America is definitely a bike you could live with. You could go check out and go see what's going on with. We'll do a little, we'll drop it down here right quick, do a little slow speed, kind of get that wheel up right there. And then we'll go and park it right here. Beautifully. So, like I was talking about earlier, need to go park it, do a nice little tow walk it back. It's not too rough to walk back there. And kill switch right there. Right on forward. So, that muffler is definitely a little bit toasty right there. Definitely, I'll stay away from that. The kickstand, you'll see, yeah, it's not more of a traditional spot, but it is a little bit forward up there. You can snag it with your heel just fine. Locks in pretty good. And so I don't kick anything, I'll stand on the peg to get off. But yeah, so that's kind of a glimpse of what it would be like to live with a Harley-Davidson Pan America. So just some small little features there. You know, throw a top case on the back. You know, pick up your passenger, throw them up back here. But yeah, that's the bike. So if you're thinking about a Pan America, you know, definitely come out here, come hang out with us for a little bit, check the bike out, talk to some folks that own these things, and they'll tell you how much they love them and just how great of a motorcycle it is for pretty much any application you could think of. So in the meantime, thanks for riding with us, and we'll see you soon.